Hi everyone. So, getting ready, getting people on. I'm gonna go ahead and invite some people now. And there has to be a better way. I'm sure of it. We'll find out. Hi, as you guys are getting on, I'm just staring very weirdly into the camera because I am sharing it with people. So get yourself comfortable, get your tea, and we'll spend a little bit of time inviting our friends, and we'll get to the topic. Hi, as you guys are getting on, I'm just staring. Yeah, that happens. That happens. All the different tabs start talking at the same time. Hi. Just so you guys know, yeah, I'm inviting people. Go ahead and share on your pages if you want, or other meditation groups that you think would like this. And I'm doing the same right now. And I'm learning all the time, so if any of you actually happen to know what the best management software for this kind of live video sharing thing is, drop me a message, please. Let me know which one, because I'm gonna need to get some help with this process in the future so that we can start hanging out and talking, as opposed to spending time staring at the camera and sharing. I wonder about that feature, why Facebook does this like that, because it certainly takes away from the experience, I think. So, hi, welcome. We're doing the sharing part and the, starting watch parties. So, if you're new, hi, I'm Eve with Intimately Connected. We're going to do what I called group channelings, and I'll explain later in just a little bit when we're done sharing and inviting some friends. I always invite people to use their intuition. It's always nice to use it for like anything, but in this case on Facebook I use it a lot when I try to share something with someone, and I'll just like sort of spin the list, and just intuitively sort of stop and know who to invite. And it's really fun actually to do, and now it's such a habit of mine, so you can practice that and invite whoever you feel called to invite. And in just a minute I'll probably be done with my end of it and get into it. Yeah. Oh, okay, all these people are together. This is wonderful. Great. All right, I'm done. And it's not because my list ended, but because I just used my intuition to say, we're ready to go. Hi. Oh, so many people are getting on. That's awesome. Still kind of new to this app. There's buttons and things everywhere, but the icons, I don't really get to see you guys. They flicker in and out, so I never really know who's there. So do message me throughout. If you're new, message me where you're joining us from, and if you have any sort of questions while we're talking or comments. I don't look at the messages so efficiently yet, but I like to feel the interaction, because the reason why I call them group channelings is because, and I say this every time, thank you so much for coming and being with me when I communicate with my guides, because we end up communicating with all of our guides at the same time, and it's so much more powerful, and it's so much more fulfilling to do it in a group. As you probably already know, the Source knows all of us, and it knows that we're coming together, and it has brought us fate, and our intentions have brought us to every particular moment in time. So this meditation is calling you to do it specifically. And so know that your participation, even if you're watching on replay later on, is you're fully participating in the creation of this content. So I want to say that. And actually the topic tonight is about that. I want to invite you wholeheartedly to practice having faith in yourself. Practice knowing that you are, in effect, doing the right thing at the right time, perfectly, for the perfect duration, etc. I want to invite you to use this opportunity to find where your limitations in trusting your own intuition and your own communication with Source, and raise the bar on yourself at all times. So again, know that you are fully participating in this process. And I appreciate so much having all of these friends, all of you guys, come and connect our energies together and access our brothers and sisters in the astral planes as well, who are participating all the time in our evolution. That being said, hi, welcome. I see waves and things. Hi guys. Hi Katya. Awesome. Yeah, and again, it never tells me the full list of people who are here, so I'm sorry I can't name you all by name. But if it's your first time, welcome to our daily get-togethers. Did you hear my voice? I'm so excited. I get so giddy with these. Unless I'm in trance, I get so energized and so happy. My heart just sings and loves to be with you guys, just loves to come together. And as Abraham Hicks says, it is good to come together and co-create, is it not? Yes, it is. So welcome, welcome. I'm Eve with Intimately Connected. What that name means to me, what Intimately Connected stands for, is something very serious. I believe firmly that the only thing that humanity needs to achieve is that level of unlimited, unbiased, no, that's not the right word, intimacy with our own soul and with ourselves, which then automatically gives us intimacy with God, with everything around us. And so intimately connected means developing that faculty of unadulterated, raw connection. Hi guys! We are, for anyone who's joining just now, I just want to say again that what we do is group channelings and group meditations, which means that you are fully participating and you are co-creating this experience. So any questions, intentions that you have, put them in the circle and you will receive the right energy back. So today I want to talk about, I'm not going to do a traditional meditation to begin with. I want to get into the topic first, and I think I can tell already that it's going to sort of turn into a channeling, meaning that there's a part of the topic that was already given to me earlier today, but I can already feel that there's a lot of incoming data that will roll out at some point, and that will be live, that will be channeled, so I don't know what it is. So that's why I say there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why this particular moment in time attracted you. Therefore, go ahead and, even if you're watching on replay, go ahead and send out into the experience your intention for it. You know, what are you looking to achieve, to experience, to perceive, to get an answer for? And the energy will get back to you once you put that intention in the experience. So I got help from my roommates to do the sharing because I'm not that good with the multitasking yet. And the topic that I was given a little piece of today was very, very exciting and very interesting. I, for one, never heard anyone talk about it yet. I have never thought about it, but my guides showed me that completely overgeneralizing, but the world is divided by people. I'm gonna call them, and I'll explain each camp, so to speak, but the bullies and the negative ego. So one is the ego, one is the negative ego. The group of people. And again, I'm grossly overgeneralizing. I'm just doing it for the sake of simplicity right now. And so, and I fall before awakening, and this is before awakening, when people are asleep, they're just kind of functioning on these two programs. And the ego one is the doers, the go-getters, the ones that just sort of lack that patience to let other people figure out what's going on, and they just go and do. I fall under that category. And a lot of my friends, and this I'm only understanding now, literally today, which means that I had to go through my whole awakening and a lot of work with my ego a lot, which still continues, of course, but to actually be able to perceive what I'm about to explain, which means that I'm no longer this person, but this is how I grew up, and surrounding me were a lot of people who had negative ego. And what that means is those are people who will still suffer from the same type of symptoms and interactions with their ego as any human, but they do it negatively. Oh, I'm nobody, I'm no good, I don't know anything, I'm just a piece of shit, I'm just lame. I need to ask people for directions. I need to follow a certain school of thought that will educate me so that I feel validated from the outside that I got maybe within this group or within this university even, or whatever you want to call it, that and after lots of labor I may feel esteem for myself. I may feel like, oh, I deserve to live. That's like a uber negative ego, right? An ego that's just hating on itself all the time. And what happens is those people, of course, will look for leadership. They won't believe that who am I to decide? Who am I? The politicians, the this, and I need to all the programming that we know. I need to work hard for my money. I need to bleed for the smallest little, because I'm nobody. I don't know. I don't have power. Okay. So that's the negative ego. We've met it. We know it. The bullies sort of range anywhere from like really nasty people, nasty to the core, and then the middle of the spectrum, like the other side of the spectrum of the bully camp, is just people who feel that they know inside their heart, they have the knowing, and then the world, even as little, starts telling them, do this, do that, because I said so and whatever, and they're like, no, I know what is my truth. I know my truth. Why are you trying to convince me that your truth is my truth? I respect your truth. I swear I had these conversations in my head. I'm not kidding. Like, looking at my mom, just like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I already know my truth. Well, whatever it is, I want ice cream or something. I don't remember the topics, but it was a deep knowing. I'm joking with the ice cream, because actually it was a really deep, wise knowing of the child that's just kind of like, no, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. On a soul level, wrong. Don't make me do those things, they're wrong. And but the child in me just chose to say, no, I respect and I behaved that way with my mom, and God bless her. but I behaved very fairly with my mom. I would say to myself, I don't know how I expressed it, but I respect the fact that you have your knowing. It's beautiful. But you are asking me to have your knowing. No, I can't do that because you're basically asking me to completely lie to myself, disrespect myself, and just follow you. That doesn't make any sense. You have your truth. That's not my truth. I can't just follow you. That was like a child level. So imagine what that woman had to live with. But what that does though is that as bullies grow up, they very quickly, from super young age, realize that there's a situation. It could be like, should we go get lemonade? And 90, I don't know what percentage. And by the way, this is my guides like showing me this, like showing me like a TED talk. It was like a TED talk they did. Da, 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 da. And so over time, the bullies just kind of go get things done. They're like, they look at everyone as sort of sitting around. Everybody in the negative ego is thinking, oh, who am I? I don't know. Maybe if I speak something, it will be wrong and blah, 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 blah. You're such an idiot. You should just shut up. And the bully is just going, the to-be bully is going, well, okay, you guys, like, nothing's happening and I want lemonade. So, like, let's go. We'll just have lemonade, I guess. And then everybody goes, oh, yes, yes, yes. Like, good. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking lemonade. Why didn't I say it, right? But the to-be bully does end up saying it, right? So, like, that's how the sort of not negative, still ego, because we all realize, I don't need to go into the topic of how this is still ego. Like, irrelevant. It's still the program in your head that tells you all kinds of nonsense that then tries to run your life later on. Still ego. We just have sort of the positive one, hey, I know what I'm doing, follow me. And the negative one that says, oh, I'm an idiot, I should never speak. No. Like, let's just follow these people and seem to know what they're doing. This is great. It helps me because I don't have to be responsible for anything. I just find safety in the pack, and oh well, I mean, if the pack ends up being the Nazis, whoops, no, but it's a better bet, safer bet than trying to figure out what's actually going on. And the to-be bully is like, oh my god, these idiots, I swear, why is nobody actually like thinking, why do you have to ask for directions? Like, open Google Maps, or, and I swear, this is not nice what I'm saying, but this is how, over time, it piles on to develop these two camps. Now, does that make sense? Can someone please actually like sort of say or something? Because I do want to explain that I'm over exaggerating, because my guides were over exaggerating to really show like the depth of how the egos sort of developed. And so we end up with the situation of the world the way it is, which is 99%, as is common to say now, are the not halves, and 1% are the halves. So we say that now. The percentage is irrelevant. It's close to true, probably. But that's how we end up with these two camps, and both have absolutely no idea what the other idiots are doing. Like, really, they just cannot perceive. And of course, there's conflict and exploitation and all the things that we know that we're wanting to change about the world. Now, where this gets beautiful is on their own journeys, the negative egos are born with. This is what my guys were like explaining to me very clearly today. The negative egos are born with. Oh, I was gonna play music. Give me a second. Sorry. I really like to. Voila. Okay. So the negative egos are hating on themselves because, oh my goodness, this is like technology. I love it. Challenge me a little bit more, please. I love the exercise. People who live most of their life without esteem for their own beingness, with a negative ego, with a self-punitive, self-deprecating, I like that word, self-deprecating inner identity. And by the way, my heart breaks for real when I feel that in people. Because God made them. Anyway, I'm getting into that. And so the reason actually why those souls feel that way here on earth, is what my guides were saying to me, is because they already come pre-packaged with all of the qualities of this developed soul, which has the technology already installed and working of compassion, of sharing, giving everything of oneself, of service, divine service, that calling to service. They have the gentleness, the kindness, the forgiveness. All of these words are huge technologies that you already know. You either came with them or you have worked very, very hard to develop these: forgiveness, compassion, patience, discipline, giving, sharing, service to other. So they possess all of these technologies, including empathy, sensitivity, all that stuff. So what happens is that they come into this 3D matrix, they come into this world, and they're not built for this world, because this world somehow offended their sensitivities. And the act of not stepping up when a decision needs to be made doesn't come from weakness or stupidity. It actually comes from the fact that they already are one with the whole. They already have developed the patience, the gentleness, the calmness, the connection with source and spirit and all that is. And to them, the achievement mode, the hungry mode, the why is this not here now mode of the human ego, that always wants, doesn't never get satiated, just wants and wants. Well, to them, that's just not even, that doesn't make sense at first, right? So they appear on the outside to be like sheep, to just be sitting there stupidly, staring at the clouds and not making any decisions. That's from the perspective of the to-be bully, which I was. That perspective. I was like, why are they not interacting with life? What that they're doing? And so I would just go and make the decision. I'm sure you can see very quickly how that drove me into many walls, which then, of course, created my awakening and the realization of all of this. But now, the good news is that these souls who are born with all of these technologies activated, ready to go, the only problem they have is that they don't realize they don't have esteem for their knowing. That's the so like, let's say there's 10 qualities that will get humanity to the next level of evolution, closer to the angels, closer to the vibration of source. Let's just call them 10 for conversation's sake. These souls who are sensitive, who are hating on themselves all the time and look inactive from the outside and all this other stuff, or who may be blissful and still inactive. My point is not the leaders, not that 1%, not the bullies, you know, the ones that are like chill, loving stuff, whatever, you know. They have 90% already activated in them that needs to be activated in humanity in order for us to ascend to the next level of human evolution, opening hearts, living collective consciousness, all of that beauty. So they already have 90% of it activated. All they need to figure out is that they need to have esteem. They need to believe in it. They need to believe that they are right. They need to believe that they already actually know what they're doing so well. That's all they need to add. Cherry to their cake. The self-realization that they are already evolved humans. Do you get it? I have a lot of friends and clients and people that I speak to who live in hell of self-deprecating, low esteem about their being. It just makes me so sad. It really just makes me so sad, because those are the people who are 90% enlightened. They just miss the awareness of it. And they suffer their entire life because that's their lesson. They suffer until they say no more suffering. Something's got to go, and their negative ego goes. And they start dismantling their negative self-beliefs one after another and build esteem, and then they're fully completed beings because they already worked on all the other very, very important aspects of enlightenment, basically on evolution. Now on the positive ego people, the bullies, we have to get our face smashed into pulp by God and just suffer and suffer and suffer from our own ego, from our own cockiness, from our own self-expectations, from our own judgments, huge, thick, heavy judgments, all these things. And we gotta shed that ego, and we gotta shed that ego. That's the really... And when we do is the only time we find God, because once all the other excuses and cover-ups and things are... And once we find God, we find, oh my God, I haven't even begun working yet. I have not begun working. I don't have patience. I don't have tolerance. I don't have, compassion. I did a lot, but still, it's a different level of that compassion. My empathy just opened up. Now I have to figure out how to live with this. I all of a sudden, for the first time, am connecting and plugging into the world and feeling collective consciousness. I have to work on all of those things to develop. Super hard words. Forgiveness. But one thing I did have before was esteem. I had respect. I knew how to self-respect. I knew how to step out and make a decision. I knew how to say, come on guys, we're doing this. And a lot more. Sort of these hard skills that sort of, well, I don't know if they're hard. Well, yeah. Well, they're certainly more violent. I don't know if they're harder. But the tip of the spear, you know, the one that will crack the ice, but then everybody else is actually doing the work of evolution. I think that's pretty clear. Now, the best part of this download that I had was... And this is how the world is actually in a fantastic shape as compared to what I thought a few hours ago. Because the bullies are the 1%. And 90% of the planet already have 90% of all of the new human technology activated. And have had it for a while. And what they're being pushed to learn is how to stand up and say, wait a minute, I know that I know. And that's it. They're done. Now that 1% will have a just explosive brains on the wall when their ego turns around and looks back at them, which is happening. The thing is, no one can avoid it. The tide on the planet is rising for everyone at the same time. So positive ego, 1%ers, or negative ego, the rest of the world. Everyone is awakening, and their egos are turning around and looking at the truth. What the negative ego people that were pushed around and, believed that they were nobody, all you'll actually see is the actual esteem and the worth, their fullness. That's all they'll see, because they'll look at the truth, and then they'll finally see the truth that they are magnificent already, because they've developed all the magic skills. But what the 1%ers will see, the pain. If any of you have been more on the bully side, kind of like me, more on like the ego side, like I'll do it, I'm not afraid, I'm just gonna go for it, blah blah blah, that kind of person, I'm calling us the bullies right now. And you have had to work down through your ego in order to survive your awakening. You have had to peel that cockiness back. Then you would know what I say now. It's barely survivable. It's barely survivable. The peeling back of a strong, powerful, driven ego is like cutting your own arm off. I don't know. It's just because it's strong, because it's been fed by power. Subduing and surrender. Oh, surrender. I keep forgetting that one. Surrender is one of the big ones that the negative ego people have learned and practiced. So, again, they're just so practiced. I just blew my mind when they showed it to me today. I was like, oh my God, we're fine. We're totally fine. The people who are going to lose their mind because they're going to look at their sort of emptiness are the 1%ers, the smaller percent of the human race. And again, I don't think it's 1%. Like, I don't think that the bully, the confident, ego-driven people are only 1%. I think they're more, but definitely not. Definitely much less in number than the other folk who are much more advanced. So anyway, I hope any of this made sense. It was a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit too dry than our usual channelings. They're usually much more about love and healing energy and all that stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, all of this is co-created. So whoever's listening somehow co-created this message. Because I don't particularly find that it relates really to me or my current processes or things that I'm working on. So this was more of information channel. It just sort of like downloads into my head, and it's just like, say it, and whoever needs to hear it will hear it. So this must be helpful a lot for someone who will need to be listening to parts of it. And sometimes, actually, I used to say that often, and I'll try to remember to say it in the beginning of these. A lot of times, you guys, we will do group channelings and group meditations, and only a few are the ones receiving the healing. The rest are giving the healing. The rest are co-creating the healing in whichever form, because it's energetic. Information is energetic, and healing light and energy is energetic. So whether we're doing a group healing or a group meditation, it doesn't matter. But yeah, sometimes you'll be the support staff. Some of the people have told me afterwards or whatever that they were just holding space, and they knew that that's what they were there for. And then some of the people will have full-on trance experience during one of these lives, and just fully receive. So It's really beautiful. Do let me know which one of these, like just comment which one of these you kind of felt like you were doing tonight and any other night. I'll try to remember to it's night for me. Try to remember to say that to people every day. I do want to part with a esteem meditation. Our brothers and sisters in the light want to guide us all through a bit of a visual display of the gorgeousness of our souls. That's what they're telling me. They want us, they love us so much because they see our souls clean of any ego, positive or negative, powerful or weak. And that is what they would like to show us. Oh wow, they're showing it to me right now. All right. Come into your center. And breathe from your solar plexus where a ball of gold is shimmering and moving gently, sort of changing its shape like a ball of water does, like an air bubble does inside water, like a soap bubble floating in the air and shimmering here and there. Picture that inside of your very core. And breathe in there to give it life. As you're provided with living prana energy through your breath and your intention, exhale, drop your shoulders, relax your jaw, start relaxing the nerve endings on your head, sweeping down gently like warm water, or better yet, honey, coming down from your top of your head, gently spreading, warming, relaxing, melting. Feel your skull melting gently like the wax of a candle, coming into your neck, into your chest. Your spine is relaxed, warm and soft, and breathe with ease. As your body lays its energy down and down and down into your hips, resting ever so deeply into the cushions, the mattress, the mats that you're on, sinking, melting, releasing into the ground through your feet, just all the juju of the day, positive and negative, neutral, stressful, too loud, whatever. Just being squeezed out of the tippy toes of your feet, and it's gone. Breathe with ease now that you are refreshed and relieved. Of whatever recent life experiences brushed against you. And feel the freshness, like a clean handkerchief blowing in a fresh wind. Feel that freshness inside you, around you, on your skin. As the cosmic wind blows away any remnants of the world. And you are alone, just you with yourself. Unburdened for this moment, so fresh. All things that you may have carried, taken off your shoulders and taken to the laundromat for a refreshing. Oh my God, it's hilarious. And now you just sit there, naked but protected, waiting for all your dirty clothes to be clean again. In the meantime, you're perfectly relaxed, you're perfectly content, because you get to spend some time with yourself and just hang out. No agenda, nothing to do. Clean, naked, alone, free. Time stops. You have eternity to relax in this space. Feel the gentleness of it. Feel the pleasure of freedom in every way. Time stops, and you have forever in the safety of your own heart and soul. Feel the deep satisfaction of this connection. The richness of the intimacy in this space where you are completely alone with your awesome self, your sweetest, funniest, most understanding, compassionate, intelligent best friend, just you. And time stops for you to feel the gratitude for you, for having yourself, for having this awesomeness called your soul, called you, gifted to you by God. He made you. He made this. Enjoy, deeply, deeply enjoy this space where nothing of the world can get to you. Nothing, no amount of noise can ever get through the thick walls of this space where your soul is naked, freshly clean, sparkling, and time does not exist. And you get to hang out here. And nothing can get to you. Nothing can get to you. God is your Father. Nothing can get to you. God is your Creator. Nothing can scare Him. Nothing can get to you. Feel the safety of this timelessness. Nothing can get to you. You're a child of God. Nothing can get to you. Not even your negative ego. It's complete nonsense of fears and noise. Nothing can get to you. You are so perfect, so brilliant and genius. And you know that when you come here into your nakedness, into your secret place, the most secret, private place inside your heart, in your soul. You know how rocking cool you are. You know it. But you just don't dare speak it, think it, believe it. Well, believe it now, because time has stopped for you to hang out with your awesome self. And think while you're here. When are you actually going to pull back the curtains and let this self out and be your full self? When do you plan on standing up, opening the door, and stepping outside and saying, here I am, I know what I'm doing, I know who I am, I know, I respect you knowing your thing, but I know mine. Feel from this place of safety and security how your survival programming has kept you prisoner. And just like a parent has to convey to their child that they are trustworthy, they have to find a way to convey that. Your negative ego is a child that is terrified of the world because it doesn't know that you got this. You haven't shown it. that you're trustworthy, and so it doesn't trust you, and so it feels weak. So the first gift God gave was you. The first gift. After that, He gives you many gifts. All the people in your life, all the things that, everything is a gift from God. But the first one is you. So it's a little disrespectful to tell God day in and day out that He did a shitty job. And when you need to, come into this place where nothing can get to you. Stop time and practice esteem. Practice standing in the energy of your soul's power and esteem. And drink it in and practice. And soon enough, you'll be able to shed the disbeliefs, the negative opinions of yourself, the mistrust. Ooh, my whole body just shivered from, I don't know if it showed when I said mistrust. The self-doubt. Authorize yourself. Authorize yourself. Authorize yourself. Authorize yourself. Yeah. Go deep every day. Open the door to your soul and authorize it to speak for you. Wow. The energy that's flowing around in me and in you guys out is just out of the solar plexus, like just feel it exploding, coming in. Like we're having a real work done on collectively right now. I haven't even opened my eyes in a while. Hi, Lisa. Whew. We're having an esteem adjustment. We're having a soul esteem adjustment for anyone who may not have been sure what we're doing, who may have gotten in late. We're having a group channeling meditation activation adjustment for our self-esteem as light beings and authorizing ourselves, whether we come from the bully camp or the pushover camp. We are having all of humanity basically is coming to center, to the soul from the individual experiences. All right. Take your time, lay around, have the full experience. You don't need to follow me. Please don't. Authorize yourself. Use your own intuition and decide how to proceed from here. Lay down, get up, do whatever it feels right. I feel very strong energy, so I'm just gonna go lay down. And thank you. Please follow the page Intimately Connected. I broadcast there, that's my page, and so you'll be notified. Or I believe if you follow my personal profile as well, you'll be notified. We do these every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. here where I am in Bulgaria. And they're different channelings, they're different whatever needs to come through that day. And it cannot be done without you guys. So yeah, thank you. It kind of doesn't cover it, but yeah. she wanted to say goodbye to. See you tomorrow. And please write to me. Yes, one more time. Write to me in comments and in PMs if you want. I feel your energies, I feel you, but yeah, I need a little bit more support, I guess. Not in, oh, you're awesome and fantastic. No, that's my ego. Like, it will just gobble that up and be like, what's next? We don't feed that one anymore. But, genuinely though, from the soul, I want to hear how you are experiencing these moments that we spent together on your end. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.